When the Anaheim Ducks acquired Chris Pronger in the summer of 2006, the Ducks became a much better team, and that was evident with their 48-20, 2007 regular season record. This Ducks team was far better than any other Ducks team in the franchise history, with two past Norris Trophy winning defensemen, Scott Niedermayer and Chris Pronger, an outstanding goaltender, Jean Sebastian Jaguar, three of the best penalty killers the NHL has ever seen in Samuel Poulsen, Rob Niedermayer, and Travis Moen, plus five players with 25 goals or more. Teemu Selanne, a fan favorite, had 48 goals. Setting up the TV coverage for the Ducks' 2007 Stanley Cup Finals was a lot of work. Honda Center, where the Ducks play, normally only has 2 or 3 remote trucks to cover events, but the Stanley Cup Finals has around 10 to 20 remote trucks, plus mini trailers for the production staff. The Stanley Cup TV coverage is a world event, and that was evident with the amount of video cable running everywhere. I worked the World TV broadcast, and our remote truck was located in the outside parking lot with most of the other remote trucks, except 3 or 4 trucks located down the tunnel. The cable path ran 2 different directions from the parking lot into Honda Center. Recapping the first 4 games of the 2007 Stanley Cup Finals between the Ottawa Senators and the Anaheim Ducks, the Ducks won the first 2 games at home 3-2 and 1-0. Lost Game 3 at Ottawa 5-3, but won Game 4 3-2 to send both teams back to Anaheim, with the Ducks only needing one more win to win the Stanley Cup. Game 5 turned out to be the day the Ducks won the Stanley Cup. I remember arriving at Honda Center to work Game 5 and going to the NHL credential office to update my credential. The lady there asked me if I need my credential updated for Game 7. I told the lady that the Ducks were going to win tonight and there'll be no Game 7. The lady looked at me shocked and surprised, but I was so confident in the 2007 Ducks team, I knew they weren't going to lose another game. There's nothing in the world more exciting than lifting the Stanley Cup. I was given the opportunity to lift the cup when a cameraman I know told me he was allowed to go in the Ducks locker room with his TV credential. I decided I wanted to lift the cup, and I'm glad I did. The Stanley Cup turned out to be a lot heavier than I thought. The cup weighs 34.5 pounds to be exact, with a height of 35.25 inches. The Stanley Cup is a championship trophy awarded yearly to the National Hockey League's playoff winner. It's the oldest trophy to be awarded to a professional sports franchise. The current Stanley Cup is topped with a copy original bowl made of silver and nickel alloy. A new Stanley Cup is not made every year, unlike the trophies awarded by other professional sports leagues of North America. The winners originally kept it until a new champion was crowned, but the winning teams currently get the Stanley Cup during the summer and limited number of days during the season. I lifted the Stanley Cup 2 times over my head, and it felt so good. Because I grew up in Los Angeles as a huge hockey fan that never experienced a Stanley Cup Finals victory. This actually helped me forget all the painful losing seasons I had as a Los Angeles Kings fan and the previous 13 seasons as an Anaheim Ducks fan. Nothing feels better than seeing your favorite team win the cup in their own building. It also was the first time a California team ever won the Stanley Cup Finals in the history of the NHL, so it meant more to me than you can imagine. I was so lucky to be given the opportunity to work all the Ducks' 2007 playoff home games, as well as Stanley Cup Finals for the TV broadcast. I'll always remember the thrill of lifting the Stanley Cup, thanks to the greatest Anaheim Ducks team of all time. I couldn't be happier for fan favorite and Hall of Famer Teemu Selanne, who finally won the Stanley Cup after many great seasons as the Ducks' leading goal scorer. It was like a dream that finally came true. After the Ducks won the Stanley Cup in 2007, I thought the Ducks would win more cups with the players they had, but that wasn't the case. The Ducks lost players to trades, and it's been 12 years since the Ducks won the Cup, and it could be more years to come. That makes the 2007 Ducks Stanley Cup win much more meaningful to me because I realize how extremely difficult it is to win the Stanley Cup. I'll always remember the 2007 Ducks Stanley Cup team and all the unforgettable moments that will last a lifetime and beyond.